Good afternoon. Just setting up for a short stream. Just going to check audio and I will be back. Right, audio seems good. So the first stream. Briefly, as you can see at the top here. No, you can't. Doing well so far. There we go. Cool. So you'll see the plan down the bottom left-hand corner. So what we're looking to do today is backtest BTC on the H4. We'll be starting from Jan 2015, and primarily I'm checking the tech to make sure things are working, but also starting this off, and I will be backtesting all the way through to today's date, and it will be a market structure view, which I have fully mapped out. I will leave it on the screen for a few seconds if anyone is interested. Multiple rules to market structure. This is just something that I've come up with. Not the standard rules. There's no right or wrong way to do this. This is just an idea that I had. It's got clear and decisive rule set. It's got a clear and decisive rule set, sorry. And I've gone through this with one of my clients previously, just to show them briefly how this works. But like I said, I'm not going to go over this from top to bottom. If you want to pause up and have a look, you may. So, trade the data. It's something that I've been thinking about for many years. Been trading for around 6. Backgrounds in data analysis, working for a financial company in the UK, and I've previously done a rather large back test, which I'll come on to in a second. And what I'm looking to do is teach others how to correctly back test, not get caught in the traps of wasting money and giving money away for free, and giving you guys the tools, guys and girls, the tools to do this yourself, trust your own data, and then the risk is completely on you. But working with probabilities, which I'll go into more, you'll understand if what you're doing is correct. So we're going to strip the emotion out and actually only trade on the stuff that we know we should be, because evidence suggests we should. So onto PowerBi then. Ignore what I've just shown you there, because that's a sheet that I'm not using. Cool. Actually, so in previous backtest, I do something very similar to what you've seen here. Started this one off, and I'm going to continue this, and I will be going quiet very soon, unless anyone pops in. Then obviously I can answer any questions, and I'll be chatting to you guys. Once I'd completely backtested TradingView, I can then put it into Google Sheets. I'll go into this in more detail. This was the original sheet, and as you can see, there's many tabs down the bottom here. But overall, we can capture a lot of data from TradingView into a format that then can be imported into, and actually just give you an idea of the scale of this. We keep going, we keep going, we keep going. We've got dates, we've got times. Yeah, market structures, sequences, long or short. So we can sense check along the way, whether it's wicked, max losses in a row, another big one. I then looked at fib pullbacks, internal moves. Potentially there was legs in this one. Wasn't overly comfortable. Come on to why, probably in a whole nother video. because I think it's something that's worth talking about for at least 10-15 minutes around setting the rules, sticking to those rules, and having the structure from the start. And what I found in here is actually the rule set started to change and I was comfortable by the end, but then I had to redo this, so I've come up with something different. I thought I'd share this journey and obviously offer support for others that feel a bit lost within this game. So as you can see, April this year is when I finished this one on the M15. Yeah, this is the M15. So we've got a vast set of data here, just shy of 2,000 records, which enabled me to create this. So what I wanted to do is try and get something that, because when you're trading, one of the hardest things is in the heat of the moment, you will undoubtedly make silly decisions, whether you're experienced or not. Obviously, the more experienced you are, the less likely you should, or you should be, or else you've been throwing money away for a long time. Having this approach gives me my own data with the probabilities which I've tested to say whether what I'm about to do is the right or wrong decision. Trading for me is based on asking the right questions, evidencing those questions, and then putting it into a system to ensure that you're doing the right things at the right time. So I asked many questions on this one, kind of developed further and further, and I'm now ready to kind of scrap this one out, and I'm going to make a whole new one, start to finish, and this will be my new system. On here, for example, if it's going from a chock to my first boss, I click here. Actually, it tells me I've got a 63.64% chance of winning over... Actually, let me take this off, sorry. That looks better. Over 458 moves. Average time it took was just over 3 hours. The average fib pullback was 43.9%. Average internal moves 1.32, and the percentage chance of a wick is 6.33%. I won't go into too much detail on this particular because a lot of the rule sets are the same, but the reason the wick's in there is if it wicks in the direction that if it wicks against the direction that I'm moving in, I move the market structure line up, or the strong high or low, depending on what it is. Because I found that actually you could wick out and then actually goes in the direction. You could get caught out, you miss the move, everyone gets upset, no one likes it. So, but I'll go into that into more detail shortly. I then wanted to know, is there a certain day of the week that is better? And then also, depending on what session, obviously I'll be more London, New York, but actually it looks like there's plenty of scope if I did want to do this in the evening or overnight. Actually, the Asia session is also very good. Ignore July on this one. This, I think there's only one entry. Yeah, one entry within July. Again, this gives you the fluidity and the flexibility to click on certain things. It's going to change everything and give you a lot more data, more specific. So if we went to, we are currently in Jan. So you had 48 moves. It looks like here straight away I can see that Wednesday's my best day, followed by Thursday. Monday and Fridays aren't too bad, but actually Tuesdays might be worth missing out. This is only for this particular stage, so if I remove these, gives you a slightly different view. Got boss lines down here, the fib pullback percentages, all of these are now changed, and that's all from collating the right data and having the skills to use PowerBi. Something else to call out, Google Sheets is free. PowerBi, you can get a free account on this as well. You do need a business license, but there is a way to do this. Not hacking anything, completely legal. It's just a ball ache to set up. But that is something that I will make another video on in the future. So yeah, the plan is I'm going to be backtesting this for me. I will then be putting that into Google Sheets over multiple time frames. I don't think I've actually got it on the screen at the moment. No, down here. But I will be doing the daily H4 and the M15, potentially more overlapped. We do have also, this is another view, same data set, gives you more flexibility. Got the M15, you can have flippable cards, so you know the percentage chance of a second boss, percentage chance of a winning wick, the amount of data points, whether I'm currently long or short, so you can have a traffic light system, SLA system if you wanted to say whether you should or shouldn't, so you predetermine the rule set of your game. We can also have over here, which was a challenge to set up, but actually the learning from it was fantastic. But a lot of the time they say go with this, say in this case, the H4. So actually I should only trade the M15 when it's correlated with the H4. You can then set stuff up like this to say, well, actually, is that true? Everyone tells you this, you've heard of this, is it the case? So perfect alignment for me was the daily, the H4 and the M15. I can then select just the M15 in the H4 alignment. This then feeds into here. Hopefully that's given you a flavour of what the art of the possible is. Hopefully it's got your brain thinking, well, actually this is something that I want. To be honest, any trader I think should. You can also have a separate sheet that then feeds into PowerBi to actually capture all your trades. So instead of jotting it down, etc., using other tools, paying for other tools, there is no reason with a few lines and a bit of data each day that actually you could then completely revolutionize the way that you trade, the way you collate, the way you understand probabilities, data. And yeah, that's a very brief and short introduction into why Trade the Data was created. And yeah, see where it takes us. I'm going to now start back testing, so let me minimize this. We've gone through this. I've already said about that. Oh yeah, so socials are down the bottom. This is my first video. I've had a play on a couple of live streams just to make sure the tech's good. I think it's in a good state now. So hopefully after we've done today's live stream, I'll be watching back, tweaking where I need to. If anyone does come across this video, likes the content, tell me, please. Drop it in the comments. And yeah, any feedback on audio, things like the plan down the bottom here, anything. I'm sure there's going to be bad stuff. I'm just hoping there's more positive, constructive stuff coming my way when it does. So yeah, if you've clicked this video, thank you very much, and I will start back testing. I will at times be talking through, other times maybe going quiet. If anyone does join, pop it in the chat and I can answer any questions. Thank you. Right, when you're back testing, it does take a few minutes to get your eye in. I've gone into a chop again. Let me just check. So we've gone up. That would have been the down candle, and I will be marking each down or up candle irrelevant, even if it goes the wrong way or the way that I don't want it to go. But just be easier to follow. So I've marked it there. Ideally, what I was looking for here was a break of this. So this is the we'll mark it. It's a week high. This would have been a strong low. This is the part of the move that broke here, but actually the strong low is now turned into a chock because it's had a body break through it. So now we've flipped again. We're now expecting it to go lower, but we shall see. So we're looking for 2 up candles in a row, which is there. Right, remembering our rule, because this is wicked and we're expecting this to go down, this would be pushed up slightly. So it's there. This is now a strong high. The lowest point here is there, so we're expecting this to break. Oh, right, this is going to be close. So there's 2 ways of doing this. If we hover over, if you look in this top left-hand corner here, on there, the low is down as 215. Wow, this is a long time ago. Bitcoin was at 250. Weird. Yeah, 215 I make that, and that is 250. So yeah, that would have hit. So we would have counted that. So that would be a boss. Sorry, let me get this squared up. What has just happened? There we go. So we'll have a boss one there. Right, the reason I'm doing going in and editing and putting the numbers when you're actually coming in to input onto here, it's going to be a lot easier to track, and you can compare that to boss sequences. So it takes a little bit longer in the short term, but is easier in the long run. And when you're inputting into this, you can get a bit numbers blind. So yeah, set yourself up to make sure that the quality going into your data is as good as it can be. So that broke. Do I leave these on? Yeah, I'm going to leave these on for now. The reason why I'm questioning it is previously within here there is roughly, I think it's close to 4,000 data points. It can get to a point with too many objects on TradingView. It doesn't like it. They may have upped it, but I think for teaching, training, visually, it's going to be a lot nicer and easier to follow if I leave them. So for now, I'm going to do that. So this is broke. This was the last high. So this is now a chock. Also to point out, I know there's a replay tool. Some of you may be screaming at the screen. I've gone back as far as I can on the plan that I'm on. It won't let me go past this, I believe. I'm happy to if I can actually. Does it let? Oh, it does. Ignore me. So if you like to see it more that I'm working blindly, so I'm not going, oh, I'm seeing that and spotting this. Again, that can really help. This is only in the paid plan. There is no harm with a rigid rule set that you can't do this on a standard free plan. So again, free TradingView, free Google Sheets, free PowerBi. So we've come up here. We're now expecting this to go even further down. So I'm waiting for 2 up candles with a body break, which was there, but actually it's already broken a body break for the latest high that caused this to drop. So we've now flipped. We're now expecting this to go high, so we're now waiting for 2 lower candles with a body break. 1. Is that a body break? No, it's not. It's this one. Come on. Sorry, I'm not saying come on to come down. It'll do what it does. I'm more the time it's taken to appear on the screen. So yeah, we do absolutely nothing until that's a shame. Come on. There we go. Big body break. So this is what I was looking for. So we've got 2 down candles. So I can mark that there. So that's our trigger, which means we're expecting this to be broken, which is the H4 week high, and the low was all the way back down here. So let's just mark that, and I'll talk it through a bit more. So in short, we broke through. We was waiting for 2 down candles with a body break of the second, which we narrowly missed there, which again would have been lovely, but again, rules are rules. So we wait, it comes all the way up, now breaks down. This is our trigger candle. This is the week high. We're not expecting it to break the low. It might not, but this is what we're back testing. So I'm just going to go through until either happens. And this is a slow burner, and we would have won. Cool. So this is M15 H4 boss. It's H4 boss 1. Yep. And I'm not going to dive into details. We will be layering data. So this market structure is just saying, can I, probability-wise, be on the right side of the direction? Great stuff. The second overlaying of data will be, okay, what most likely gives me a good area to then get in on said trades. I'll briefly go over a few options. Everyone's different. We'll go into indicators. There will be a separate video on that as well. For example, we could be using RSI. When it breaks low, they seem like relatively good points. That could be good. There's also dropping down time frames, which is ideal. So ideally, we're looking at H4 and then trying to get in on the M15. Again, how does that look? Overlaying that data within PowerBi to actually give us this, because although we're very smart creatures, this level of data no one can process in their head. You just can't, and data will always throw surprises that then can formulate your very simple but structured trading plan. Cool. And yeah, if you see these as well, sorry, no one knows to click on other people's videos. I'll be thinking, well, you've got loads of indicators on here. The only one that you can see at the moment is a fair value gap, which just looks algo fair value gap. I'm not using it at the moment. Potentially I will. Again, I could overlay that data as well. Is it worth me taking it off for now? No. I'm going to leave it on because my eye gets used to it. And as you can see, it kind of... I can make a note to just say, actually, fair value gaps. It's almost a step ladder as we go up. But again, back test and we can prove that further. So, back to what we're actually on here for. So we broke through. We've put that as a H4 boss 1. The strong low is already there, so that's good. So we're now waiting for a body break, which this candle here is what we've got. So just there. So that's the confirmation. The highest point between there and there is that. So we're expecting that to break. It already did. The low would have been down here. This is where the last push to break through. So this would have been the strong low. This would have been the weak high, but we've already clicked forward, and that was a very quick drop down and move. I'm sure some people back in the day, if they were doing this, made a bit of money. So we've got H4 boss. This is boss number 2. We go again. So this is the body break. So that's another. There has been a rather large impulsive move. From here to here, it's going to have to pull back at some point, but we will go with it until it doesn't. So we're expecting this to be broken. This is our strong low. So H4 strong low. Let's see what it does. Oof, I reckon that's broken, isn't it? No, wicked. It's not going to be silly, is it? Wow. So, unbelievable example of why we use wicks against us as just a movement for the strong low or high low. In this case, the strong. So, let's bring this back, because I think it's a good opportunity to teach. And these are the types of things that I want people to think about. So we had here, we was expecting, if this was a body break, this would have been a chalk line. It's not. We wicked, so it would have been wicked to that low there. We then wick further down, so we're now moving it to here. We then have a monster wick. So in data terms, that's 3 wicks down, which your strategy needs to accommodate for. It doesn't always happen. Again, percentages, we'll actually know what the percentage chance of this happening is. And if it does, then does it go in your favor? In this case, it would have been a 3 wick. I think it didn't do any more than that. Nope. It then absolutely ballooned, funny enough, into the fair value gap. Just peaked out. I won't go into liquidity and stuff. There's theories behind a lot of things, but let's just concentrate on actually what we can see. And it went all the way through. So again, this would be H4 plus 3. Cool. Again, get on the right side of this move. You've got multiple opportunities to get in. Once this really hit and that strong move up. Great. Kind of other people to say, and it is something that I could do. I don't like doing it. Is you could automate this. You could give this the rule set. It is that strict. What it won't do is see what I'm seeing and ask questions like I'm asking questions. There is infinitely more value in you taking the time and learning. There is absolutely a place for AI. I use it. I think for stuff like this, and we'll come on to why people come into this kind of field. The stats are against us, and I think unless you're willing to do the hard work that most aren't, or know someone that can put these things together, then yeah, I think you're rather snookered. So we're now waiting for 2 down candles to occur. The second one being a body break. Is it going to appear? Yep, it is. Oh, there we go. Trigger candle. Just there. So we're going to mark off the high. And that is the H4 week high. Selected the M15. Here we go. There we go. Got a low which is all the way down here. And this is what we'd class as the strong low. Which way are we going? We take any wicks up here as well for this one. It's only the strong low that we wouldn't take the wicks for. Now let's see what we're doing. Deep pullback. And it did. We're going back down. So this one, it would have body broken with this move. So I'm just going to move this across. So we're now chocking. So this didn't work. Not a problem. Control Z, guys, if you do move stuff that you don't want to. Right, so now we're reversing it. 2 candles up. Second one would be in a body break. Perfect. So this one here, the low point is here. So now this is our week low. And our high is there. Something I've pondered on, and I'm actually going to note this down as well. There's an argument to be had, and a very good one, that actually this part here is the bit that broke rather than this last candle here. This doesn't seem like a big amount of movement. For now, keeping it really simple, I'm just going to take the last reverse candle, the high of that move, as my strong high or low. So in this case, we will leave it there, but there is definitely an argument that it might pull up to here and then come back down. We'll see. So this is the H4 strong high. Yeah, perfect. Cool. Right, so we're expecting this to go down. And it does. Fantastic. And just to make you feel human, I'm sure you've done this, and you can, when it goes against you, feel frustrated. That's perfectly normal. So I started this off. What do we have? A chock, a boss, a chock, and a chock. I have had, and it's in my data, I can probably show you, I've had a chock, 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 and then a boss, which could churn you up. They are few and far between. And again, you'll have the data for it. You can either do one of two things there. Is try and accommodate something in your rules to be aware of that could happen. Or actually, your risk management, you're not trying to do 3 or 4 times getting in on each move, because that could rinse your account. Or actually, it's that strong that even when it does happen, you ride the storm and you go through it, but you are continuous. Again, the data will tell you. So back to what we're doing then. So it's just broke, so we're now looking for 2 up candles. Second one being a body break, which I've just seen we've got, which is there. We'll mark the high, which is there. That is quite a way away. And there's your week low. So we're expecting, we've got a couple of fair value gaps. Again, not marking those off at the moment, but let's just see what happens. Hit the first one, it just doesn't seem to want to break there. So is it going down? No, it did. Okay. There we go. Again, would have been a lovely move. Definitely something in these fair value gaps. So we're now on. Oh. It's boss 1. This is H4 boss 2. So we're now looking for 2 up candles. Second one body break. There. It's getting a bit constricted, but we shall see. This is the high. So H4 strong high. This is the low. Cool. See what happens. Here we go again. H4 boss. 3. Looking good. So now we are looking for 2 up candles. Second one being a body break. Just there. So here's our target, which is our week low. I need to tidy that up a little bit, and we drop from there. So that's our H4 strong high. Oh, let's go. Into the fair value gap. Oh, I think we broke. That's cool. Yeah, that candle there would have broke, even if we'd moved it up further. Cool. So we're now looking for longs. So it's H4 chock. We don't do chock 1 or 2. If it's chock, it's chock, chock, chock all the way. So we're looking for 2 down candles, second with the body break. There we are. We've then got, this is the strong low. And we've got this as the weak high. We're going chocking all the way. It looks like we are. So that's chock into a chock. We're looking for 2 up candles, which has just presented itself. This will be our strong high. This will be our weak low. Right, what we're doing? Wicked, we're okay with. Well, that we're not. So, I said that chock, chock, chock can happen. And it's shown me. So at this point here, you could very much be thinking, actually, I don't like this. This would have been loss, loss, loss. It happens. It's a market. We don't control it. But overall, what we want to see is these numbers going in our favour. And you think, we've actually already had great move there. Great move there. You could be getting it up here. And if your strategy suggests, you can actually hold all the way down into a certain trigger. Huge move. Yes, we've had loss, loss, loss. These will come very, very soon, I assure you. So 2 down candles, second one with a body break. There. Sorry, I will zoom in further. Actually, just check that my mic was still recording, because that would have been really bad if it wasn't. So that's the weak high. This is the strong low. Let's see what happens here. There we go. Back onto winners, winners. Right, I'll be on for probably another 5. I'm obviously hitting the deepest, darkest depths of YouTube. So if you do come across this after the fact, thank you for watching. Any questions, I will be looking at the comments. My socials are down the bottom. So if you do want to reach out, absolutely, please do. There'll be a lot more videos coming. I'm looking at 2 or 3 a week. So yeah, we're going to delve into each element of trading as deep as I know, which hopefully makes sense and massively benefits you guys. So yeah, that's the plan. There'll be different styles. There'll be others that'll be going out for walk and talks. There'll be some where I'm doing more show and tells. There'll be sped up back testing. This first one I've gone through in minute detail, but actually this kind of format, I don't think there's going to be the appetite for people to sit and watch this. Could be wrong, but I think I'd rather do this in my own time and then actually give you something that's slightly more entertaining. Although I do think there's only a very small part of the population of traders that would even consider doing this. Again, my belief is that everyone should. So hopefully, just by seeing this today, it's sparked something within you thinking, actually, one, you can do it, because I'm sure you can, and you'd have me to help. But secondly, you know in your heart of hearts that actually this is something that you should have, and at the moment you're probably not doing this, or you don't know where to turn, and there are many, many people out there that will happily take your money for their strategy. This is not me giving you my strategy. You've seen some of it. I don't want you to do this. I want for you to come up with your own ideas, but know exactly how you can collate that and put it into a system that works for you. Cool, I'll get off my high horse now. So H4 week, strong. Strong low. I'm expecting, I know, we're waiting for one more low to come in. Body break. and it broke, so I didn't get the chance. So we're back to a chock. Let's bring that down there. So 2 up candles, the body break. Oh, it could be in. Yeah, that definitely did. Excellent. So we would have been marking, this is the high, this is the low. That broke. We've got another boss. Let's do one more. See if we're on a roll. So 2 up candles, second with a body break, which happened just, wowzers, that didn't work. Okay, we're back to a chock. Bearing in mind, this is Bitcoin. Bearing in mind, we're now at, as it stands, $88,000. We're currently playing around 237. It's only going to go up, right? But we didn't know that at the time. But this will show us whether it's going up or down. Actually, can we be on the right side and going in the right directions? So we've got the chock. This would have been the candle that we were looking at to say, actually, we're looking for it to go lower. It didn't. It rip-roared through. So looking for 2 down candles with a body break. Come on. There we go. So the low is all the way down there. So we're not going to worry about that for now. We will mark off this high, which is there because we saw that, which suggests that this is the target, which is a weak high. Oh, is he really going to play with this? Is it? Is that going down again? Well, I will mark this up. I did not expect it to be like this, but we'll see. Weak, low, strong low. Cool. What we're dealing with. No, it did. That surprises me. So we got into, oh, what did I mark that as a daily? Chock, so chock. Looking for 2 up, which it's given us there. So we're now expecting this to break. But after what that just happened there, it wouldn't surprise me if it now rips up, but we'll see. And there's the strong. Cool. So at the moment, the orange is the weak. It only did. Well done. Interesting. So again, we've got our 3 chocks. 2 down with a body break would have been there. Low would have been there. Let's mark this up properly. That would have been the weak. This at the moment would be here. That's a strong low. This would be the weak high. Hey! Back on the winners. So H4 plus 1. 2 downward candle, second with a body break, which is there. If you ever bothered, there is a... Oh, no, that wasn't. I'm glad I did. Here we go. Here it is. Come on. There we go. We can start playing again. So this one here, because wicks count. Another point to make, and let me quickly mark this up. Reach for a week high here for the low. Sure, cool. You're back testing as we are here. That happens and you feel like you wouldn't have been on the move. If it's not within your strategy, we don't care. There are ways that you could follow this move. If you just moved up your stop loss, if you were, so one would have been in here, because this is the chalk, we're looking to go upwards. That was the trigger candle. It came down to here. You could have got in there, here, here. It went all the way through, and you could still be holding it and just moving it. Stop loss there, stop loss there, stop loss there, stop loss there. So we're looking for facts. And there are ways that you then need to use those facts and utilize it to the way that you want to trade and see if that's going to be financially viable. Okay. So we're now looking, yeah, okay. Just playing this out. Let's see if they're going to hit the weak high or hit the strong low. And we went the right way. Fantastic. So this would have been, the last one went against us. This one went within the strategy upwards, so that was a boss 2. And my time, I've been on nearly 50 minutes. Yeah, it feels about right. So I've got enough my own data, as in technology wise, on YouTube to play with. We'll be listening to audio, quality of the mic, etc. Hopefully this has given you a taste and a flavour of what you can expect going forward. Really looking forward to it. I think there's going to be an incredible amount of value that's going to be shared. And yeah, if you feel like this has been valuable and you want to come along for the ride, then yeah, please, it sounds cheesy for me, subscribe, like, those are the socials. You can be one of the founding members of following me on these social media channels. And yeah, hopefully look forward to talking to a few of you. Awesome. Take care, guys. Bye.